So let's talk about unique and impressionable ways to market. All right, welcome to another episode of Getting Real in the Field. And this is the show where we talk about all the things that you like to do, which is following up, making phone calls, talking to people, texting, marketing, and all the things that help you be successful. And I'm your host, JP Fluellen, and this is Keck Tech. Hey.
Wow, I like the sound effect that just got whoosh.
Yeah, it was like you were just like in another world.
A different dimension, man. I like to say.
Different dimension. 2023 is the year of the dimension.
Oh, that's true. I can't believe it's the new year already.
Man. I know, man. It's crazy. It's already like, what's today? The 4th?
Yeah, that's right.
Flying by already, man. We're almost a week into the new year.
Oh, man. Jeez. Okay. So what do you want to cover tonight?
Well, I mean, with new years come new tactics. So let's talk about unique and impressionable ways to market in the new year.
Okay. You got anyone that you want to cover or I've got one if you want.
Well, let's hear what you got, Keck.
Okay, fair enough. So lately I've been, talking to a lot of real estate agents, and even wholesalers, investors as well too. And, they come to me and says, hey, can you help me with like, cold calling and so forth? And obviously with our AI platform, the answer is absolutely yes. But I also tend to kind of share with them some ideas and tips to kind of do the marketing to build up their brand. I call the technique, softening the beachhead, right? Like, before you start calling them, you want to kind of reach out to them, kind of soften the ground a little bit so that it's a little bit more fertile. Then when you start calling them and reaching out to them, they won't be like, oh, what the heck, right? I mean, if any of you ever have done like cold calling, before, it's a hard game. It's a pure numbers game, right? Like you've got to, they say on average, I think it's like 0.5% in conversion, right? So for every 200 dials that you make, you might get one appointment out of it, right? 1 to 2 appointments, let's say. That's a long, hard grind. But if you can do that consistently and efficiently, it might be worthwhile. So how do you maybe increase the odds a little bit? And that's where the softening the beachhead term comes a little bit, some marketing tactics that, we can talk about tonight.
So beachhead, that's kind of a military term, isn't it?
It is.
Our audience, I don't know if they were born in 1941 or not, because that's or Normandy and all that stuff.
Come on.
That's a long time ago, man.
Come on.
or how to fertile the ground as you are farming your people.
Enough.
There we go.
That's a little bit more peaceful.
Yes, other than like softening the beachhead. That could go so many directions.
Since when did you ever become PC, man?
Never. Okay.
Oh man, we're having too much fun here.
Yes. So we're talking about, basically pre-marketing really is what you're thinking about is like getting them prepared for the out of the blue call that doesn't seem so weird.
Right. Okay. I'm going to
give us an analogy. I'm
going to give you a cheesy analogy.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Okay. Imagine this. Okay. And I know it's going to make you cringe, JP, but imagine like if you were, oh man. Oh my gosh. But you know what? It's going to make you cringe, but you're going to remember this analogy.
You're going to. Yep.
You are going to. It's going to
100%
back of your head forever.
Okay. All right. Let's hear it.
Okay, just imagine if you're a single gal and you just downloaded Tinder, okay? And I
Okay.
called you up and it says, "Hey, JP, noticed that you're single and wanted to kind of see if you want to go on a date." What would you, as a woman, not as a guy, what would you respond with?
That is really creepy.
Lose my number, chump, right?
Yeah, like, dude, I don't know how you got my number. Have you been tracking my phone? That is really
Exactly,
weird.
right? That's
That's
the
creepy.
So
Yeah.
think about this. The same equivalent on this would be when you buy a list of leads, distressed properties, FISBOs, whatever. You start calling them. It's like your typical response is like, "Who the hell are you? What do you want? Lose my number. Where'd you get my number from?" Right? Similar analogy, right?
Yeah.
However, if you take that same analogy with the Tinder app, I know, it's cheesy, and this, you are the gal. I'm going to make you the gal, and you downloaded the app, and you download it, and you start scrolling through the profiles of of available single folks that you potentially might be interested in. You don't swipe left, you don't swipe right, but you're just looking at pictures only, right? Now, if if some guy calls you up and says, like, let's say I'll be the guy. I say, "Hey, hey, JP, I noticed that that you're in Tinder. I saw your profile and we potentially might match. Would love to be able to kind of see if you're interested in grabbing coffee or something and going on a date, right?" Now, your first inclination is to lose my number, chump, right? You would actually kind of start like, where have I seen you before? You said Tinder, now that psychology of marketing is playing its trick. You're not going to hang up quite as fast. You're going to kind of start wondering, and then I can kind of start selling on why, right? Same thing applies for cold calling as well too. If you, like you said, if make the ground, do some pre-marketing or some early marketing ahead of time before you start cold calling, it actually increases your conversion rate, by as much as 50 to 75%. Think about that, right?
Wow.
So what tips do we have on that? We should focus on that tonight.
Yeah. So, like in my world, you hear a lot about postcards,
That's
sending
a
out
great idea.
postcards to your list,
Yep.
especially if you're in the investment space. So you send out a lot of postcards and maybe you hit them 2, 3, even 4 different times. And then you follow up on those with a call. It's similar to like if you're texting through automation through your list and then you follow up days later with a phone call or you leave a voicemail and it becomes like a forced warm lead per se.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
say, "Oh, hey, I was just reaching out. I left you a voicemail." And sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, I don't remember getting a voicemail from you." "Oh yeah, I sent it to you a couple 2, 3 days ago." And then you can kind of start your spiel from there because you've kind of like it's your icebreaker. Or, "Hey, I sent you a text yesterday. Did you get it?" And then, "Oh, well, why are you calling?" "Oh, well, the reason I'm calling is XYZ."
Exactly. Right. But
Yep.
there's that initial connection delay, and it works in the marketing is a pure psychology game. So if you can put something in front of them ahead of time, whether it be a postcard, I've got other uh, ideas as what to share, but you put it in front of them and you start calling them. It's like, wait, I've seen your name before. I've seen you where, and you're not going to argue with them because they might be somebody that you've already seen, and that's when you're going to kind of, that as a prospect, you would start second guessing yourself by a millisecond, and that allows you to then put your pitch and it's better received at that point in time, right?
Right. Exactly.
And so I like the postcard, I really do. I think it's super effective as well too. My only problem with that is expensive. I mean, it's like 40 cents to maybe 75 cents, depending on what you send it with, right?
The movie theaters used to do this back in the day, back in the
Postcards?
50s. No, the pre-marketing.
Oh, the movie. Oh, they still
Yeah, they
do.
would
They
put
still
like
do.
every 20th frame, they'd put in a Coca-Cola
Oh,
or
yes. Yes.
or
Yes.
popcorn or candy. And then all of a sudden you're watching a movie and then you're like,
I'm
"Oh,
thirsty.
Boy, I'm really thirsty right now.
I would sure
And
use a Coke right now, right?
totally, Coke and a smile, you know?
Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly what we're doing, guys. And and you're absolutely right. And that's the thing that you should be doing to, what is the term that you said? I call it soften the beachhead. What do you call it?
Oh, uh, getting the ground ready for farming.
Ooh, I'm going to uh copyright or trademark my soften the beachhead term then. Marketing. Shorter?
Is there a rating scale for that terminology? I'm just playing.
I don't know. I'm gonna get in trouble. I swear you. Purple shirt guy's gonna start censoring
No
me.
one is not gonna not remember this episode because they're gonna be like, I was watching this video the other day about softening the beachhead. I think that's a pretty good idea. What do you think, John?
Hey,
And John's gonna be like, I think softening the beachhead is a really good idea.
and it
Let's do
came right
that.
from this podcast
That's
tonight,
right.
man.
I'm gonna get a t-shirt that says softening the beachhead on it.
Okay, so yes, postcards I like. I just expensive. That's it, right? Another one that you and I have talked about is doing like Facebook marketing or even Google display ads as well too,
Yep.
so that you can flash those screens wherever they're and when they're browsing on the internet, and they'll see those kind of display ads that on Google, or if they go on Facebook, they'll see your brand, your image as well too, and that will, get things ready. And I would often do a campaign 1 to 2 weeks out before we do that. And
And
I
I
think
would
that,
suggest doing these for all of your things you got going on, whether, especially now with listings when they're sitting on the market for a really long time, is
yeah,
to pre-market your listings.
yeah, yeah,
So some of the agents out there think that coming soon is like a scam, but it's not. Taking full advantage of a coming soon labeling before a property goes live is every time I've done it, I've sold my property like almost 50% faster by doing
really.
that. So if anybody's listening to this and they want to know how to take full advantage of the coming soon listing strategy, feel free to give me a call, shoot me a text, we'll talk.
Okay. And if anybody wants to learn more about softening the beachhead or talk about marketing and outreach, for investors, right? For
Yeah,
investors, wholesalers, or agents working with distressed properties, doing the cold calling leads. Not only can I talk to you about the marketing, but we've got the platform to be able to help you do all the outreach, the cold outreach for you.
absolutely. So how can people get a hold of you, Keck, if they want to learn out about all that stuff? 1-800 softening the beachhead,
That's a
or you can
trademark
go to
term, man.
softeningthebeachhead.com
Oh, no, man. You can reach out to me at
and
field
we'll
notes.
send you a free t-shirt.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Or
gosh.
you can text Keck the keyword beachhead
Oh,
and you can learn all about how to pre-market your business.
that's right. If you want to pre-market, that's the
Yes.
PC term. If you want to
Yes.
pre-market,
Pre-market.
then you can reach out, check us out on fieldnotes.ai, or reach out to me directly at 425-740-0260. Or you can even text me beachhead.
Yes.
How
Yes.
about you, JP?
Yes, you can also just shoot me a text at 307-772-1184. Text the word beach head, and we can talk about how we can help you scale in 2023. Or you can shoot me a DM on all the platforms, or you can send me an email, jp@titanreteam.com. And I think that concludes another beachy episode of Getting Real in the Field. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Peace.